Hello everyone, back to today's first video, doing a 5-day forecast for today's first video. So, as was on Wednesday, we're going to have a detailed look at the weather for the next 5 days. It's going to be rather changeable 5 days coming up, but having said that, there will be a lot of dry weather down in the south. Most of the rain that's to come in the next 5 days will be in the north and the west. We end the 5-day forecast period on Monday on a very, very uncertain note, as we start to pump up some very warm, you could even say hot air, tropical air from the south, and also a deepening area of low pressure might bring the threat sometime around Monday, Tuesday. There's a lot of chopping and changing about this. The threat of heavy rain, gale force winds, all associated with the remains of what is at the moment Hurricane Helene. So I'll talk you through about the end of the 5-day forecast period. That's for Monday. But between now and then, it's much more typical September weather, which is generally temperatures close to average and some showery bursts as well. So I'll get all that for you in a second. Just say websites using full 5-day forecasts are coming from the weatheroutlook.com and website.de, and finally to both websites on the links page. This is the latest radar picture from the Weather Outlook. And this narrow ribbon of rain that's now across the south of East Anglia into southeastern and southern parts of England. That's a cold front. It's a very weak feature, but it's moving ever southwards and eastwards. It's introducing cooler and fresher air. It's mainly dry following on behind that cold front, although you'll notice we have got some showers, and one or two of them are quite heavy up across Scotland, particularly western Scotland, and coming down into Northern Ireland. Here's today's toxic pressure chart. So low pressure to the north, high pressure to the southwest, and we know there's this cold front that's a very weak feature because it's running into high pressure, but it is changing the air mass from the warm and humid air that we've had in the south over the past couple of days to something a lot cooler and fresher. So this afternoon we'll continue to take that very narrow band of patchy rain down into the south. It'll clear away by the end of the afternoon from those southern coastal counties. Brighter skies will follow along behind with a lot of dry weather, some sunny spells. But further north, there will be those showers on fairly brisk westerly winds. So it'll be a fairly windy day across Scotland with quite a few showers, particularly in the north and the west. Temperatures in the southeast are still quite warm, up to around 20 or 21, but behind this cold front it turns cooler, so those temperatures could well drop actually through the course of this afternoon in the far south and southeast. From the Midlands northwards, we're just talking about mid-teens Celsius sort of temperatures at best. Really quite chilly across Scotland, just 10 or 11 degrees up there. Into tonight, and another weather system is going to move across the north, so we'll find cloud and showery bursts of rain spreading across north, west and central Scotland. Further south, though, we're actually going to be under a ridge of high pressure, so a lot of dry weather to come tonight, and with skies clearing, light winds, it's going to become quite cold as well. We've had fairly warm nights recently, but those the night tonight is going to be a lot colder. Temperature going down widely into single digits. Wouldn't totally rule out the chance of a touch of ground frost through some rural central parts of the country, generally holding up above ground frost levels, but certainly a much colder night compared to what we've had, a much fresher night compared to what we've had recently, with temperatures widely down into double digits. Through the course, into single digits, I should say. Through the course of Thursday, so again, we've got the high pressure ridging into the south, but low pressure is up to the north, so we'll find showery bursts of rain across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland. Some showery bursts could get down into northwest England as well, but the rest of England and Wales will be dry tomorrow with sunny spells. Temperatures, so it's going to be quite a cool day again, really. Temperatures ranging from around sort of 10 to 18 degrees Celsius. I suppose not too far from average, but it's certainly cooler than what we've been used to over the past few days. Got another weather system moving in from the Atlantic on Friday, so that could bring more general bursts of rain to the north and west. Scotland and Northern Ireland, parts of Northern England, possibly down into Wales and the Midlands, might have cloud and showery bursts of rain coming through during the course of Friday. Generally quite a lot of cloud around as well. The driest, brightest of the weather will always be across East Anglia, southern and southeastern parts of England. There we should stay mainly dry, though one or two showers can't be ruled out Temperatures will be cool on Friday under cloud and showery bursts of rain. Probably only 14 or 15 degrees at best. In the sunshine in the southeast, we might get the temperature to around 18 or 19 degrees. I think that's probably pushing it on Friday. It's going to be quite a cool day across most parts of the country. But over the weekend, high pressure begins to start to reach back up from the south and southwest again on Saturday, although we have got a weather system just moving into the far northwest. Most places will begin Saturday on a dry note with sunny spells, probably quite a cold start though, and cloud and showery bursts of rain will spread in across Northern Ireland, Western Scotland through the course of the day. But actually most places I think are going to have a dry day on Saturday with sunny spells coming through. After a cold start, temperatures will struggle a bit, but they might reach around 17 or 18 degrees in the best of those sunny spells. That's how Sunday is looking. So that ridge is moving over to the east and southeast of us into central Europe. We've got the low pressure to the north of Scotland with a weather front, but sort of strung out through the central part of the country. Where that weather front is very uncertain. And then we've got these areas of low pressure out in the Atlantic. They have tropical origins within them. More about that in a moment. So Sunday probably sees a three-way split. Much of Scotland like to have a dry day with sunny spells, a few showers and quite cool. Much of southern southeastern England likely to be mainly dry with sunny spells and potentially very warm. Temperatures up to 23, maybe 24 degrees in the extreme southeast, 24 being 75 Fahrenheit. In between, we're going to have this weather front, and the exact position of the front is highly uncertain at the moment. So let's say southwest Scotland to Northern Ireland, through Northern England, possibly down to North Wales, and then through the Midlands into Lincolnshire. That's the area that's most likely to have showery bursts of rain on and off through the course of Sunday, and some of that could be quite heavy and persistent. Now, where we've got that showery rain, temperatures are going to be really quite cool, only into mid-teens Celsius. In the north, it's going to be quite cool anyway, because we're on the cool side of that weather front. But I'd say down in the south and southeast, it could actually be a very warm afternoon on Sunday. And then things get even more complicated as we go through into Monday. Timings on this are very, very uncertain. It is changing from run to run, but some sort of area of low pressure looks like it's moving in from off the Atlantic. There are tropical origins within this area of low pressure. It's not a tropical storm, it's not a hurricane, but it contains kind of like the remains in terms of the air anyway, and the humidity. It contains the remains of what was once a tropical storm and Hurricane Helene. So it all gets very complicated on Monday. The upshot is we're bringing up a lot of very warm and tropical air from the middle of the Atlantic and from the south of Europe. So it will be a very warm day, probably a very humid day. Temperatures in the southeast could get up to around 26 degrees at 79 Fahrenheit. You'll notice though the isobars are tightening in the west, so we may have gale force winds across western parts of the country, and there could be some heavy rain as well, and again that would be most likely in the west. But I do have to emphasise the detail on this for Monday, and then beyond that Tuesday and the rest of next week looking really uncertain at the moment. Potentially a very warm, locally quite hot day for the middle of September, but also humid, and also the chance of strong winds, gales perhaps, in places, and heavy rain. So quite an unusual sort of day could be coming up on Monday, but we've got to focus on it. It might be more for Tuesday. So let's just wait and see how the timings of that work out. Finally, just having a look at charts for weather outlook. So for the rest of today, we've got that weather front clearing the south, taking that rain with it, and then it's a much cooler air mass, but it will brighten up, and we've got the showers up in the north. Through the course of Thursday, a lot of dry weather. There will be showery bursts of rain in the northwest, down in the southeast, mainly dry, will be chilly early and late. Friday looks a rather cloudy day, particularly through central, northern, and western parts of the country, with outbreaks of rain, showery rain coming and going. Down in the southeast, we just about hold on to dry conditions. The showers are mainly in the north and the west. On Saturday, the southeast mostly dry with a little bit of warm sunshine. And then we've got that weather front through the central swathe of the country. Its exact position is highly uncertain at the moment, but through the central area, we could have more general outbreaks of persistent rain, becoming very warm and humid in the southeast, to the south of that weather front. In the north, probably brighter and cooler. And then that takes us into Monday and through to Tuesday. Look at those temperatures really picking up. I don't know, I'll show you Tuesday, but look at the temperatures really picking up down in the southeast. Could be reaching the 80s Fahrenheit, but also with that warmth comes humidity and maybe gale force winds and possibly some heavy rain too. So some very unusual weather coming up at the very end of the 5-day forecast period. The timings on that are uncertain. Will it be Monday? Will it be Tuesday? We'll be keeping you updated and more about that in today's second video update. So in summary, it's rather typical for the time of year through most of this 5-day forecast period. There'll be showery bursts of rain, most likely in the north and west. Driest of the conditions always in the south and the southeast. Temperatures overall quite close to average. Some rather cool nights coming up as well. And then right at the very end, we get these tropical origins heading up towards the country, which could bring warmth, heat, humidity, but also potentially gale force winds and some wet weather as well. We'll be keeping you updated on that over the coming few days. Right, come back for today's second video update, which will be focusing on the next week to 10 days. We'll include the Bayesian climate century map for the next 40 days as well. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.